I got interested in quite a while ago. It was really one of the first things that sort of drew me to blacksmithing in general. But you know, back when I was 14 years old, I mentioned I was primarily interested in making sharp, pointy things. But you know, I began to realize that there's a lot of versatility in ironwork, and I started making domestic objects and accumulating tools little by little, and you know, after a while, it became more than a hobby, and so here I am. I was asked to speak a bit about design and layout, which I think sort of go hand in hand. When I was coming up with this demo, as I mentioned, it was you know, sort of inspired by this gate project that I did last winter and this spring, and it had a large section of you know, sort of Gothic leaf and vine work, and I use this term Gothic because, you know, it's not. This is the element that I'm hoping to make for you today. I think it's probably ambitious to get all of this done in 3 hours, but we'll get as far as we do, I guess. You know, this is something that is based on a lot of natural forms, but it's really, you know, it's a very human interpretation of some natural forms, and I'm really fascinated by that kind of intersection of, you know, taking certain things from nature and then inventing certain things to fit your fancy. Because of course, you know, this is something that would be used to fill space, you know, on a gate or a grill, something like that. So, you know, in this dimension, it's quite dynamic, but it's really, you know, it's pretty two-dimensional. It's quite flat in this way. There's no reason you couldn't use it three-dimensionally, but sort of for the, you know, for the sake of what I'm doing, what I'm interested in, I'm gonna, you know, stick to the two-dimensionality. However, having said that, what really intrigues me about doing this kind of work is that you get these little sort of overlaps. You know, this berry is kind of coming out behind this leaf, and you know, this leaf is a little further forward than this leaf, and you know, it's subtle, but I think that, you know, it's so much more dynamic than if these all sort of just branched off the side like this one, and it really makes it feel more plant-like. As I said before, I'm really interested in sort of traditional joinery. That is not to say that I shun modern equipment. I joke around about not knowing how to use anything invented after 1900 because